I'm trying. You know what? I'm stuck with. Am I helping? Is what I've been stuck with today. Cause I'm trying to spread the word, but I'm just like I went into Macon State the other day, and I'm talking to guys with life sentences, and they like, man, we need some help. We need some real help, and I don't know how to make the parole board do something. I don't. You know what I mean?
Parole board is corrupt. It's all about money.
I don't have no money.
No, I mean they're about money. They're about the longer they keep them in there,
Uh
the
huh.
more money they get paid.
That's a scary thought. Anytime human life is compared to or sit up beside a dollar sign, man, sometimes that dollar sign wins. Um,
Yes.
so what's going? I don't want to know your loved one's name. Don't tell me that, but I do want to know what happened or what's going on, so we can at least spread that awareness.
Okay. In 2024, he was beaten. I mean, I'm talking almost death. And I called the prison and I said, this is what's happening. And they were laughed at me on the phone because he was thrown in the hole. He lasted 2 days with his mouth bleeding, where they beat his teeth out of his head, kicked his teeth out. He had his head's dented in. They broke his tibia. And he lay there for 2 days until the directors, I got hold of directors, and they hadn't even written up a report. Nobody got in trouble for what they done. His Bible. That's why he was persecuted. The blood
That
gang, told him that he was not allowed to even speak the name of the Lord in the cell. And he was up his Bible. And they took his Bible from him and beat him for days.
so is he a civilian? Is he? Does he have any?
Yes.
Okay, so okay.
He's a civilian.
Okay, and if you don't mind me asking, what is he charged with?
Meth.
Okay. How much time does he have left?
They're saying 2031 after this beating,
Uh huh.
and they all of a sudden said that they want him to serve to 2031. He was supposed to have gotten out this March. The DA told him he would do a third of his time, but since he got beat, they don't want him to be a lawyer. So they said he has to serve a full sentence.
So he was gonna come home in March, and now they want him to serve to 2031.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
he was going to come home in March. They had it on the TPM, and all of a sudden, whenever he got beat, they changed it.
okay. Now did he tell you? Did they give a reason why he was beaten, or they just
That, yeah, whenever I heard the prison, they laughed at me on the phone and because they threw him in the hole. And I knew he was in trouble. Whenever he called me, he'd been beat so bad in the head, he was saying, "Sis, please get me help." And I was calling there, and they were telling me, they was like, "Well, people ain't safe in the hole either. They get killed every day in there."
how?
And so,
I thought the hole was isolated where you're not around
no,
everybody.
no, the gangs run the prisons. They let the gangs in there. Listen, my loved one, if he could get out, he could tell stories of how he's watched them cover up murders. He's watched them. They come in there and they cover up a murder. If it's they'll come out there and get an inmate, and if the gangs want them, the officers will take that inmate out there and let the gang get them, and then they cover it up.
There is it any particular gang, or is it just all the
The
gangs?
Bloods, the Bloods are the worst in there. The Bloods are dangerous. The Bloods are tying people up and killing them.
They got big numbers.
Oh yeah, I had to pay for a bed for my
What do you
loved one.
What do you mean you
Hey,
had to pay for a bed?
I had to send $50 a week for my loved one not to be killed, to be able to sleep on the bed, because if I didn't, he was woke up with being beat with broomsticks every day in a day room.
Now, does your loved one have? Is he working out? He got any size on him, or does that even matter?
Oh, it don't matter in there because 13 or 12 of them beat his teeth out, and he fought most of them. He had to fight for 3 days. He fought most of them, and finally they said, "Okay, well we can't get the best of him like this," so they sucked the whole gang on him, and they beat all his teeth out, broke his tibia, drug him down steps. And it was by the grace of God I prayed. I'm a praying woman.
Right.
I've seen miracles. I'm going to tell you something. I know who my Lord is.
Right.
And I prayed for him, and I felt it. And a friend of mine actually had a vision. She had the dream of what was my brother was going through, and she called me and she said, "Carla, I don't know what this dream means." And I said, "Oh my word!" And it was exactly what he was telling me she was dreaming. And the officers, he asked for help. The officers put him back in there for him to be killed.
Why? What did he do something to the officers, or the officers are just?
No, they're gang run. They're bought by the gang. They robbed him of all his clothes. I just bought him clothes. His commissary.
Yeah.
They robbed him of it. And whenever he bucked him, he said, "No, you can't have that." They said, "We'll kill you."
Okay, so I gotta ask. Let me ask you this: what's a tabia? Because I heard you say it, but I don't know what that is.
What?
You said they broke his tabia or tabia? What?
Tibia.
What's
tibia,
that?
That's the bottom bone in your leg. That's the bone in your leg that connects to your ankle up to your kneecap.
So he's got a cast on. Well, I mean,
Yeah, he's got a steel rod in his leg, and he walks with a limp.
Wow.
Yes, and they know now, he's, and they were going to try to send him back to that prison. I had to get the DOJ involved. That's the only reason they didn't send him back. They were going to send him back to be killed.
Is it possible to get him transferred to another camp?
He is transferred to another camp. He's safe right now where he's at.
Okay. Don't tell me what camp he's at.
I'm not.
Okay, so how long has he been locked up? Like, how long you been dealing with, being worried about him to this degree?
I've been dealing with being worried about him since October of 22. Whenever I got a call from Jackson, and the BLOODS tried jumping on him in Jackson over commissary. He went to go get his commissary.
Yeah.
Was coming back, and they jumped him to try to take. In Jackson, a white man
Uh-huh.
or a civilian cannot get commissary, or they jump them and try to take it. And there's videos. I guess you've seen it where they take any man in there in the showers and rape them. It's sick.
I did time like 20 years. Well, I've been home for 20 years. So it's like two different ball games. Like when I was there, they didn't even have cell phones. So you immediately understood the trouble that he was in while he was at Jackson.
Yeah, because my brother's not no sissy. Like, say, my brother's never called me. My brother's always been able to handle his business, but he's never been a violent person. A drug problem. We watched our mama blow her brains out whenever I was 13, he was 15. We had to stand there and pick our brains up.
Wow.
That's the home we lived up in. And we've asked for rehab for him, and GDC says no. No, we don't want him rehabilitated. We want him to keep coming back.
Now, is he able to take any drug classes there at the new institution that he's at?
No, because they say that they got all this stuff, but they don't.
Right, I've heard that. I've heard it be put on the schedule, but nobody's taking any classes.
There ain't, because there ain't none there. There's no accountability. There's not even an officer that checks on them, but maybe once a day, maybe if they see one. I mean, I've had to get a call before of people falling out dead, being stabbed to death, and having to call up there and say, "You got a dead body laying back here. Can you go back there and get it, please?" Well, we'll get to it whenever we get time.
That's a scary thought.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the worst place in the world to be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let me tell you, the officers, they come and get inmates for them to do in. It's all arranged.
This is crazy. So what was the if he stays into 2031 and he doesn't get treatment for his drug usage, what happens when he does come home?
Well, he's straightened his life up. He lives for the Lord now. And he lives amongst a bunch of everybody falling out on the strips. He picks them up now and takes them to their bed and tries to help them and tell them about the Lord. He's overcome his addiction. He's got PTSD. Whenever he gets out, we will have to file disability because he's got, whenever I talk to him on the phone, it's horrible because the things he sees is horrible. He sees blood splatter every day. Whenever they robbed him of his Bible, I do believe them boys that robbed him of his Bible at West State Prison. I do believe that that was their last final call for grace. I do, so, and it's sad to say it, but I believe they're hell-bound if they don't take the word of God, what was left there with them, what they took from him.
Right. So he hasn't used drugs while since he's been incarcerated?
And now, he did since he's been incarcerated, but he has been clean now for that beating. It woke him up.
Right.
But he had relapsed here and there, but he was not relapsed. He was actually living for the Lord whenever he was beat, and they took his Bible from him and told him he was not allowed to speak the word of the Lord or nothing. And they held him hostage. They robbed him for everything, and he's not going to turn on his Lord. He's not going to deny his Lord.
Gotcha.
And whenever, yeah, they were going to kill him
just for preaching the word.
Mm-hmm. They don't want the word preached in there because, you know, that gets the drug sales down and all that.
Oh, okay. So the word will cause other people to pay attention and they'll stop doing drugs.
Yes, and they don't want that because that's their finances.
And you say he can't sign PC? You can't just go to like protective custody?
No, you ask for protective custody and they'll put a mark on your back.
What do you mean?
And that the officers will come and taunt you and say, look, this boy right here is a sissy, look. And then you got a mark on your back. They want to kill you because they look at you as weak.
Well, okay, so let me ask you, this is just a hypothetical question. But if you had absolute control over the system, tell me 3 things that you would do to help fix this program that they got going on.
To help fix this program?
Yeah.
Gangs and civilians need to be separated.
What you mean? So you're saying like just take all the gang members and put them at another camp?
Yeah. If you want to be a blood, if that's your choice. Okay, I can't stop from that. Okay, you go over to this camp if that's what the direction of life you want to go.
Okay.
We have freedom. And the food. Okay, these men are hungry. You know, and you know, then in the summer you're in sweltering heat. In the winter you're in freezing cold. You know, and it's like, so it's you got to get a balance of positivity in their life instead of sitting in a cell all day. Put them a garden out there where they can grow their food, and they have to go out there and work on that garden.
Right.
Productive things to learn life skills of them getting out every day and having something to look forward to, not just, okay, we sit in a cell all day, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, okay, we know they've messed up, but, you know, half the other people, you know, like these politicians stuff, they're just lucky they ain't got caught yet.
Right. Seems like the people who get caught embezzling billions, they don't go to these types of places.
No, they protect them. It's all about money talks and bullcrap walks. But they need programs like have them grow their own food, have gardens, them grow their own food, and that's healthy.
Right.
Then they eat the harvest of their own, you know.
Yeah.
And you stop the drugs. You know, you got these camera systems in here. No, there shouldn't be not one drug in there. You know, you have to. If you see this man falling out on the strips in there, you go right in there then, and that's a behavior you don't put up with.
Why do you think there's so many drugs being allowed into the system?
Why? Because it's a $1 billion money industry.
Simple as that.
The correctional officers, they bring it in. I mean, my loved ones saw them bring the packages in and hand it over to the gangs.
Wow. So everybody's getting paid.
Oh, yeah, everybody's getting paid good. And, you know, it's like this. You know, my husband, he's, you know, I thank the Lord for him every day. He has turned his life around. He was in prison 3 times, but he's got it right because, and he said it, you know, he's heard the gangs come up to the correctional officers and show them pictures. Hey, I know where your daughter gets out of school, your wife, we'll kill your family if you don't help us.
Wow.
Okay. Put some, you know, the cameras on the correctional officers where every word they say is accounted for at all times and video. And there ain't no, oh, my camera cut off.
Right.
You know what I mean? there's a consequence to that person to where you keep accountability.
Got you. Okay, so now I think I'm starting to see it clearer now because the gang members are allegedly applying pressure to the officers, threatening their families and their livelihood, and so then they're falling in program with what they want done,
Yes.
and this
Oh, yeah.
this allows or this puts the civilians in a bad place because they don't have gang affiliation, so they have no power.
Yeah, they have no power and they're robbed of everything. Give me that, you know. It's like my loved one. I bought him, you know, clothes. Whenever they beat him, they took his shoes, they took his clothes, everything. And you know what the prison told me?
What's that?
There ain't nothing we can do for that. That's long ago. Oh, okay, so the people that beat him, they just get to take it? Yeah, there's nothing we can do.
So there's no
You know?
rehabilitation to take place. If you go to a place and you've been breaking the law, and then you go to this place and you continue to break the law, possibly breaking even more laws, then how does anybody ever get fixed?
Oh, yeah. And then, you know, these murders and stuff, you know, it's all swept under the rug.
And then
Did
you,
you hear about Washington? The
yeah,
guy that died 2 days before that riot. Did you hear how the medical examiner said about his name? Who is that?
no, tell me about it.
Okay, in that report that I got to get more information on it for you, but
Okay,
the guy had wrote, and don't quote me on this, Mark McWhorter, I think his name was.
okay.
Don't quote me on it. But he said the medical examiner asked about the guy that's supposed to die 2 days earlier, and they're saying that it was like a fake perk, like pill that he took that killed him.
Oh,
And they were asking about him while there was no report of his death. And the medical examiner said that he didn't even remember his name. The medical examiner would have had to, or the coroner would have had to have gotten his body out of that prison to have released it to the family, and he knew nothing of it.
so what you're saying is that the unalivings or the deaths that are taking place, a lot of them are not even being reported.
Yes, oh yes, I'm saying that. Oh yes, and there's no reports written up on it.
And if you don't have family out here like yourself, like if you don't have somebody that's on the phone and trying to see what's going on, they don't have to
You're
report it to anybody.
Yes, exactly. You need to look and research the Washington State Prison, right? And research the death that was 2 days before that. And you're going to be intrigued at how they found out that there's been no reports written on nothing. No DRs and all these deaths, and there's no DRs. There's no, it's like, oh well. And all the stuff they went in and got whenever they done the shakedown,
Yeah.
they took that and dumped that in the dumpster. They didn't even hold nobody accountable about no DRs for anybody who had a shank on them.
So it's like it's like a lawless land.
Yes,
Um.
oh, it's worse than a lawless land. It's the devil's belly is what I call it. You're put in the devil's belly.
Okay, so I have right here. It says, based on reports from early 2026, the primary widely reported crisis at Washington State Prison involved a violent multi-day gang-affiliated altercation in Georgia, resulting in at least 4 inmate deaths in January 2026. However, there is separate, active, and recent information regarding drug-related incidents.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. But I was going to tell you, I have got to get off here. I've got
okay,
to go have my husband at a doctor. He's got 4 stents in his heart, and they're worried about a blood clot.
okay.
And so, but I will get back with you, and I'm going to do some more research to talk with you because I've got a lot of things to show you.
Got you. I tell you what, you got my number. Lock it in. My name is Butler, Butler. Just give me a call and we'll figure it out.
And I thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Uh, hey man, that was a lot. It says violent incident. Multiple inmates were killed or injured in a possible riot. By January the 17th, it was reported that 4 inmates involved. Inmates identified: Ahmaud Hatcher, Jimmy Tramiel, Teddy Jackson. This okay, Washington State. Fatal overdose sentencing February. A year-old inmate was sentenced to. Okay, that's another Washington State. So, what I'm being told and what's going on, bro, it's a lot more deaths or unalivings than we are getting. Um, I'll be back, man. I'm just going down a list of people. I got like 40 people that want to hop online and talk about some of the things that going on behind these walls, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. We'll be back. We'll be back shortly. Let me see what my chat is talking. Yeah, I agree with her. It's about money, and the people that is controlling the money aren't reachable. That's a scary thought. She said she was paying $50 a month, $50 a week for her loved one to have a bunk, to have a bed. That's crazy. Automatic chat translation. Translate chat message to your device language. I don't know what that's about. All messages. How do you feel about how? I don't know what that is. It is wild. Let's see. All right, man. We'll be back later on. When did they let you out of India, Missouri? Appreciate that. Oh, and trust Jesus, Negro, nigga. Everybody, some comedians around there, bit morning. It's cool. All right, man. We'll be back later on, man.